Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be organizing my pantry using only products from the Dollar Tree and the Target Dollar Spot. Let's get started. So this is the before of my pantry. Just very unorganized and things just shoved in every corner. I'm going to go through and take everything out. I'm going to be doing it shelf by shelf. That way I don't create a huge mess all at once. I'm just going through all of my spices here and just seeing which ones are empty and need to be thrown out and just rearranging them in a way that makes more sense and is a lot more functional. As you can see, I have a ton of spices that I'm having a hard time deciding what I want to keep and what I want to go where, but I eventually figure it out, so thanks for bearing with me. The rest of the stuff on this rack is just kind of like sandwich making stuff, peanut butter. I have a few baking things like the cocoa, baking powder, cornstarch, and such. The things that I keep on this rack are just kind of miscellaneous items that don't weigh a whole lot and can go on this rack. It's not the strongest, so I don't want to weigh it down with a whole bunch of really heavy cans or anything. And down here is just syrups and apple cider vinegar. I have some molasses and vanilla extract. So yeah, this is a great little rack. I think my husband got it for me at Lowe's. So now I'm just going to start taking stuff off of the top shelf. And as I said before, I'm going to be working shelf by shelf just so I don't create a huge mess. I have a little one, and if I get a whole bunch of stuff out and then he wakes up from his nap, I am just stuck with a huge mess that I have to pick up. So here I'm just doing the first top two shelves, cleaning them off, and then putting everything back on them. I am using the Mrs. Meyer's multi-surface in the basil scent. It is my favorite Mrs. Meyer's scent. Well, my favorite that isn't like a limited edition scent. I love the peony scent of their seasonal scents, but this is my favorite that you can pretty much get year round. And this is all the stuff that was on the top two shelves in my pantry. I'm just going through and seeing what needs to be thrown out and clearing out the bins. This bin here, I have all my sugar products like my brown sugar and such, and it just kind of gets yucky on the inside. So I'm just wiping it out, getting any sugar granules that have fallen out of it. And then I'll put everything back in. I got these gray bins here at the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to be organizing this first bin as snacks, just miscellaneous things that my kids can get to and eat. I'm going to put it on one of the lower shelves here later on in the video, and you'll get to see that. And just that way that it's easy for them to grab a snack and they're not having to climb up the pantry or anything crazy like that to reach it. This maroon bin here just has a bunch of my keto diet essentials like special baking products. So I want to make sure and keep those separate from all the other stuff just so I know where it is and it doesn't get lost in my pantry. So I'm just going to be switching it to one of these gray bins just so it, all matches and is color coordinated. And yeah, I'm just going to clear out whatever is old and expired or empty and then just fill up this gray bin with everything that I plan to keep. So my husband is a very hilarious man. He taped this pancake mix recipe. that came on the box, he taped it onto this bin with duct tape because this is the bin that we would store our pancake mix in. And anyway, recently the bin fell and cracked on the bottom, and as you can see, I just have it taped with duct tape. But I'm looking at it and determining that I'm just gonna throw that away and replace it in the future. All right, now it's time to put the things back on the top two shelves. I'd put the sugar container back that just has the brown sugar, all my keto essentials, which I will label later on in the video. I bought some labels from the Target dollar spot, and that's just my husband's protein powder and my Shakeology that I love to drink. And yeah, my baby's Cheerios. He is all about Cheerios. Some Kodiak cakes. Those are our favorite pancake mix for sure. And now it's time to start clearing off the next two shelves. So here I am going through the junk off of the last two shelves and just putting more things in that snack bin that I was creating for my kids. And I'm just trying to figure out here how I'm going to organize everything into the remaining bins and how many other remaining bins I need. Organizing really is a lot of just seeing what you have, how you can organize it in a functional way to minimize clutter and whatnot. So a lot of times I'm just brainstorming and trying to figure out, okay, how can I make this space work? My pantry is pretty small for my home size. Oh, my house is about 2,000 square feet, but many of the homes in our neighborhood had these huge corner pantries, and the house plan that we bought just had this small pantry, and I really regret buying the house with a small pantry since we are a family of 7. But you know what? I just make it work. I know there's some people that don't have a pantry at all. So I am grateful, and I just make it work by organizing as efficiently as I can. This next bin here is going to be a keto snack bin. There are some pork rinds, moon cheese, and some bone broth packets. This bin here is for nuts, almonds, pecans, and whatnot. And here we are, just putting everything back in on the shelf, nice and neat. This is the next shelf, and this bin here is just going to be kind of a miscellaneous, it's like some canned items and cooking things. So those will all go in there. Oh, and I also stuck the tuna packets in there. And in this one here, I'm going to be putting all of our extra condiments like pickles and barbecue sauce and things like that that aren't already opened and in the fridge. So they'll go in here. Here's just a couple random things, some ice cream cones and macaroni and cheese, and that's just a bag of rice. I decided to put it over in there in that miscellaneous bin. On the bottom shelf, here's that little snack bin that we created for the kids, and I have a couple Shakeology packets in there. And I'm just putting my avocado oil. I ended up putting it there, as you'll see on the wire rack, next to these other larger items. Now it's time to take everything out of the bottom of my pantry. I have not cleaned the bottom of my pantry in a very long time, so it's going to have lots of nastiness down there. So I'm just going to pull it all out, sweep it all up, and wipe it all down. I'm just using the same Mrs. Meyer's spray. It's such a small area that I don't really want to break my mop out for it. So I'm just getting down on my hands and knees and washing it by hand. All right, now it's time to put everything back in. I'm putting my air fryer in, and I ended up getting rid of that big bag of beans. They were already, the bag was falling apart, and I've had them for honestly probably 2 years. So it was probably time for them to go. And then that's some foil and some butcher's paper. And these are the little labels that I found in the Target dollar spot. They're great because you can write on them with a dry erase marker. So that's what I'll be doing here, and writing just the different labels for the bins that I created. All right, so time to label the bins. That one there is my keto essentials for baking and whatnot. So there we go. And now that's the nuts, the assorted nut packets and whatnot in there. And then the keto snacks right in that one. And next, I believe, is the miscellaneous with just the canned items and tuna and such. And then last are those extra condiments. Last on this shelf anyway. On the next shelf, we have one more bin. So here we have just the general snacks for my kiddos and for us too, my husband and I. So here's the finished product. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it motivated you and gave you some inspiration for your own pantry makeover. If you're new here, my name is Lauren. I make videos just like this and other videos, just basic mom life, cleaning, DIY, decorating, all that good stuff. If those are things that you like, please consider subscribing to my channel, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me out a whole lot. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.